The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers update for the week of January 26-30, reveals that Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp will pass the point of no return, while Will Spencer finds himself in a scandalous situation. For starters, RJ Forrester will prance around shirtless as part of the typical soap hunk introduction package. Brooke Logan Forrester will spot RJ coming in from a swim at her place and spend more time reconnecting with her son. As for Deacon and Taylor, all the warnings in the world can't stop what's been set in motion. It looks like Taylor and Deacon will ignore Steffi Forrester Finnegan's concerns, at least long enough to share a real kiss. Of course, Deacon and Taylor will be taking a gamble since Sheila Sharp would go ballistic if she knew the truth. Sheila will remain in the dark on the true nature of Taylor and Deacon's connection for now, but the secrecy can't last forever. On another note, Carter Walton will make more promises to Daphne Rose about their future together. The goal will be to move forward with this wedding soon and get started on their mutual family plans. After Steffi makes an announcement, she'll slide in Ivy Forrester's spot on the upcoming San Francisco business trip. B&B fans will see Steffi and Electra Forrester interact with some interesting guest stars as they offer up some fresh jewelry pieces. Morgan Fairchild will step back into the role of Dottie, so look for her assistant, Joseph Ashisi, to be part of the jewelry meeting too. Back in Los Angeles, Dylan will find herself drawn to Will despite her vow to keep her distance and respect the lines Electra has drawn. It seems Dylan will have a little dance practice in the living room and go flying into Will's lap. Ivy's decision to visit the beach house will lead to her getting an eyeful of Will and Dylan's sofa encounter. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Will's about to land in a tight spot, so stick with us for updates on Ivy's shocking news and the Electra fallout. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Katie Logan Spencer may hire Dylan and Will Spencer. Will these two new Logan jobs infuriate Electra Forrester and leave her with more fears about her relationship? Electra and Will approach Steffi Forrester Finnegan about hopefully putting Dylan to work at Forrester Creations. However, the receptionist gig fell through since Steffi had to give the position to somebody else. Dylan could apply as an intern, but she needs a real job and a way to make some money fast. Could Katie come through for Dylan and offer an exciting career opportunity? Dylan has plenty of skills and talent as an artist, so there might be a place for her at Logan. It helps that Katie's pretty desperate to put together a team fast. At some point, Will might suggest Dylan would be a good fit and could perhaps urge her to send Katie some of her work. Katie might take a look and quickly get on board since she's looking for fresh, unique perspectives to make Logan stand out. Perhaps Dylan will check all the boxes for Katie and find herself coming to work at the Logan offices soon. Electra might be pleased over Dylan finally having a paycheck coming in, but then a twist could change the game. Will has already been concerned about whether he really has job security at Forrester Creations. Since Katie's fashion house has stirred up so much tension, it's easy to see why Will would be worried about his own Forrester position. Ridge Forrester basically assured Will that he didn't hold his parents' actions against him. All the Katie drama has nothing to do with Will, and Ridge doesn't think Will is like his problematic father, Bill Spencer, either. That said, B&B spoilers suggest there's bound to be some trouble eventually. If Will overhears Ridge trashing Katie and goes too far, Will might stand up for his mom and walk right out the door. There's a perfectly good Spencer empire waiting for Will to decide he wants to be part of it. Will could go to work for Bill at Spencer Publications, but Katie might persuade Will to use what he's learned about the fashion business and help her get Logan off the ground. If both Will and Dylan become team players at Logan, you can bet Electra's going to hit the roof. The idea of Dylan and Will working in the same building without her around could become a giant problem for Electra. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Dylan will lead to much bigger issues in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for updates on any breakup news that might be brewing for Electra and Will. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Carter has gone above and beyond to prove herself to everyone in Deacon's life that she's a changed woman. She credits Taylor Hayes with magically putting her marriage back together, and she wants anyone within earshot to know it. However, as Sheila touts the good doctor's talents, she's entirely unaware of her growing connection with Deacon. Sheila is desperate to keep her marriage intact, and a desperate Sheila is dangerous. This week, Brown expertly portrayed a reformed loose cannon on the verge of exploding, unlike ever before. Brown's Sheila kicked off the week trying to revive the spicy playfulness that she and Deacon once shared. Despite Sheila's complicated past, it's difficult not to feel her disappointment through the screen as Deacon shrugs off her advances. In Sheila's mind, Deacon had agreed to reconcile their marriage, so things should have returned to the way they were before. However, their reunion has been anything but a return to form. While he has what seems like daily therapy sessions with his soon-to-be mistress, Taylor, Sheila is begging and pleading for his children to give her a chance. Brown has played a villain for the majority of her run as Sheila, so rooting for her isn't usually the first reaction. Watching her make her case to Deke time and time again, only for him to ignore her and walk away, gives off unrivaled levels of second-hand embarrassment. Viewers should despise Sheila for the terrible atrocities she's committed over the years, so it's a testament to Brown's acting prowess that she delivers a performance that earns sympathy. There's a reason why the bold and the beautiful, and even the young and the restless, have returned to the well countless times and breathed new life into the Sheila character. Brown is magic on screen, and she brings out the past in all of her castmates. Whenever Sheila is in a scene, viewers know something wild or wacky is going to happen. This week was no different. The way she drives home the idea that Taylor is the biggest factor in saving her marriage, while the people watching witness Deacon and Taylor grow closer, creates genuine anxiety. Deacon and Taylor are showing no signs of slowing down whatever is building between the two. Despite Steffi's plea for the two to cut ties to avoid triggering Sheila, they continue to flirt with the idea of becoming more than a doctor and patient. On Friday's all-new episode, Deacon floated the idea of taking Taylor out on a real date, despite the unavoidable fact that he is married to Sheila. Eventually, this needs to culminate with Sheila uncovering the truth, and it's her reaction that will shape everyone's future. Those who know Sheila expect her to have the worst possible reaction and resort to her previous inclination toward violence. However, what if Sheila shocked everyone and handled it with grace and dignity? Although highly unlikely, given how easily she can be set off, it's an entertaining thought to ponder. Unfortunately for Taylor, the same energy level and passion that Sheila puts into singing her praises can just as easily be transferred into anger and rage. Taylor has been on the receiving end of a bullet from Sheila in the past, so even toying with the temptation of being with her husband is a bit surprising. Sheila has come a long way, and even though she risked her life to save Steffi's, the old, deadly, and dangerous persona still exists beneath the surface. Taylor's been through a lot over the last few years, and instead of working toward a brighter future, she's encouraging darkness to take hold, the bold and the beautiful. Spoilers for the week of January 26th reveal some curveballs. For one thing, Ivy Forrester does some snooping. Will Spencer is about to cross a line. Plus, Deacon Sharp makes a move on Taylor Hayes. Keep reading to find out what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Fans know that Ivy and Electra Forrester were supposed to go to San Francisco on a business trip. Electra warned Dylan that she better stay in her apartment the whole time. However, in a weekly preview clip, Steffi announces that there has been a change in plans. Instead of Ivy, Steffi will be joining Electra on the business trip. While Electra is gone with Steffi, Ivy will stop by the beach house to check on things. However, when she peers in the window, she sees a horrifying sight. Ivy reels over, watching Dylan and Will in a close moment. Their faces are very close together, as if they are about to kiss. This will put Ivy in a tough spot. Does she confront Will and Dylan? Report back to Electra? Keep quiet and hope she was imagining things? Then, there is the whole perspective with Dylan. Is she really after Will? Or could Electra just be reading too much into things because of Luna Nozawa? The bold and the beautiful, spoilers for the week of January 26th, reveal that Deacon knows it's a big risk to pursue Taylor. Even so, he is thinking about Hope Logan Spencer's encouragement. Deacon will end up putting Taylor's face in his hands. Then, the two share a soft, passionate kiss. However, as the week continues, everyone will scramble to stop Sheila Carter Sharp from finding out the truth. Even John Finnegan is keeping it from his own bio-mom. Just the fact that Deacon asked Taylor out on a date will make things complicated. What is he going to do? Dine with Taylor at Il Giardino while Sheila serves them? Deacon isn't thinking very clearly, and neither is Taylor. If Deacon was just going to move on, then why reunite with Sheila in the first place? Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of January 26th, 2026? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates have sparked a wave of curiosity among fans who are now eagerly pondering the question: who will be the first to betray their partner? Will it be Electra Forrester with RJ Forrester? Or could it be Will Spencer with Dylan? This intriguing storyline has the potential to unfold in various directions, especially considering the complex love quadrangle that B&B is skillfully crafting. The drama kicked off when Will discovered that Dylan was living out of her car and generously offered her a place to stay. With Dylan now seemingly preparing to secure a position at Forrester Creations, she will have even more opportunities to spend time with Will and deepen their connection. Despite Dylan's efforts to present herself as no threat to the relationship between Will and Electra, the latter will inevitably grapple with her own doubts and suspicions. These feelings of uncertainty could very well lead Electra to seek comfort in the arms of another man, specifically RJ. Electra and RJ shared a spark during their initial scenes, highlighted by RJ's playful remark about safeguarding Electra's heart as he took off her necklace. The signs are clear that RJ and Electra are destined to be together, but will that occur before or after Will's breakup? As Electra grows more anxious about Dylan's potential to charm Will, this could complicate the romantic situation. One can easily picture Electra catching a glimpse of something that misleads her, even if Will is completely blameless. In a fit of jealousy, Electra might flee without seeking clarification and turn to RJ for solace, possibly leading to a kiss or even a night together. This could result in regret if Electra later realizes that her assumptions about Will and Dylan were misguided. On the other hand, there's always the possibility of outright infidelity. The Spencer men have a history of indecision, so it's conceivable that Will might give in to temptation with Dylan. The same applies to Electra, who clearly is attracted to RJ with RJ, likely to chase after Electra and attempt to win her over from Will. The allure may eventually become overwhelming. Regardless of how it unfolds, this love quadrangle would lack excitement without a betrayal or two. It's simply a question of who will be the first to cheat and propel this storyline into its next chapter, so keep an eye out for any upcoming drama. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the next 2 weeks, January 26th to February 6th, reveal that there will be some betrayal blunders, wild discoveries, and secrets ready to blow. During the week of January 26 to 30, Carter Walton will share some close moments with Daphne Rose as they discuss their upcoming wedding. Meanwhile, Sheila Sharp will make Deacon Sharp uncomfortable as she plays up what an incredible gift Taylor Hayes gave them when she brought them together again. In reality, Deacon won't be able to stop thinking about Taylor and the lips he really wants to kiss. It looks like Taylor and Deacon may step out of fantasy territory with a real lip lock soon enough. As for Brooke Logan Forrester, B&B spoilers say she'll remain over the moon about RJ Forrester's return to Los Angeles. Once RJ goes for a swim, Brooke will gush over his comeback and perhaps wonder about his plans now that he's sticking around. After Steffi Forrester Finnegan steps in for Ivy Forrester on a trip to San Francisco with Electra Forrester, some beach house surprises will play out. Dylan will ogle Will as he works out before spending time alone with him. Electra warned Dylan to adhere to the rules and avoid overstepping like this, but Dylan clearly won't listen. It looks like Dylan may take a tumble while dancing and end up in Will's lap right as Ivy peers through the window. Ivy will be left reeling as she assumes Dylan's making her move with Will, and she might be right if they share a kiss. Electra and Steffi will also have a jewelry presentation during their San Francisco trip, so look for Morgan Fairchild to come back as Dottie, along with Jim J. Bullock as her assistant, Joseph. The week of February 2 to 6th will bring Electra home for some shocking updates. Ivy may offer news on what she witnessed at the beach house and leave Electra fuming. Will Electra order Dylan off Will's property immediately? Will Electra consider breaking up with Will if he crosses one line too many with Dylan? Over with Eric Forrester, He may have more close calls as he works to keep his Logan lead designer secret from the Forrester clan. Eric will hit the ground running and hope to make a real difference in Logan's launch. But how long will Brooke and Ridge Forrester stay in the dark? As for Steffi, her fear may come true as Deacon and Taylor continue to bond despite her efforts to derail them. Taylor and Deacon's budding romance could eventually lead to some clues that'll put Sheila on the path to the truth. The Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers say Sheila's wrath is coming up sooner or later, so stick with the CBS soap. Romance and a dash of suspense are in the air on The Bold and the Beautiful. Spoilers for this week's video reveal that Elektra prepares for a big opportunity, while Deacon remains torn between two women. Here's a sneak peek of what's ahead for January 26-30. It's been a week since RJ's return, and he's already making himself comfortable. He's settled into his old room at the Logan mansion, and his mom, Brooke, is happy to have him home. RJ is enjoying a day off from work, lounging around the house, when Brooke comes in. A joyful Brooke can't stop gushing over her baby boy, saying, "This is a familiar sight. It's like you never left." While Brooke loves having her son home, she might rethink that decision when he begins stirring up some drama. Deacon has found himself in quite the predicament. Although he's married to Sheila, his heart belongs to Taylor. Although Deacon and Taylor agreed that nothing can happen, they can't stop fantasizing about each other. This week, it looks like they finally make their fantasies a reality. During a therapy session, the two lean in for a kiss. While Deacon is busy making out with Taylor, Sheila is at Q Giardino, believing her marriage is steady. But all that will change if and when she finds out about Taylor and Deacon. Elektra has been busy working on the jewelry line, and Forrester Creations wants to promote it. The company decides to send Elektra to San Francisco on a promotional trip. Elektra is ecstatic about the opportunity and believes it'll be a girls' trip with her and Steffi. However, Steffi comes to Elektra's office to inform her there's been a change of plans. Chances are, Steffi won't be able to go on the trip. The Forrester CEO might send RJ in her place, and if so, it'll upset Elektra's boyfriend, Will. Last week, Dylan promised she would respect Elektra's wishes when it comes to Will. However, this week, Dylan is tempted to break her vow. With Elektra away, Dylan and Will are alone at the beach house. The two are spending some time together, cozying up on the couch, and it looks like Dylan's about to kiss Will. Unbeknownst to the pair, Ivy is outside and watches the close moment. She's stunned by what she sees, and there's no doubt she'll tell Elektra. But the question is whether Elektra will believe her aunt. Is The Bold and the Beautiful finally going to revisit RJ Forrester's complicated history with DNA tests on the soap opera? Longtime B&B viewers know that RJ is not actually a Forrester, and his bio-dad also could be Brooke Logan's other ex, Nick Marone. There's a lot of buzz online about the Marone family making a comeback in 2026. Is that because RJ has decided to get back to his roots? Here's what's coming up on The Bold and the Beautiful. Keep reading for all the details. RJ Forrester was born in 2003 on The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke Logan slept with Ridge's brother Nick Marone when she thought he was dead. Later, it was revealed Ridge Forrester was still alive, and Brooke had no idea which one of the men was her baby's father. Several DNA tests were conducted before Brooke gave birth and tampered with. The fact that the men were genetically brothers only complicated matters worse. When Brooke gave birth, she was told by a fourth test that Ridge was the father and named her son after him before any more tests could be done. A lot of longtime viewers still think that Nick could be RJ's father, not Ridge. But even if his father is Ridge, that means that RJ is still technically a Marone. Maybe RJ wanted to get to know his bio-grandfather? The Marone family has been mentioned a lot on the internet. Rumor has it that Dylan could be Massimo and Sheila's long-lost daughter. Plus, there's buzz that Jack Wagner could pop back up as Nick Marone in a few months. With the fashion wars heating up on the soap, Bradley Bell also teased one of the old core families will be making a comeback, and some fans think that he was referring to Massimo's clan. We know that Nick Marone lives in Italy and his father Massimo Marone is believed to still be alive and in Europe. According to RJ Forrester's mom, he's been in Italy for months. Do you think he was secretly bonding with Nick and Massimo this whole time?